Yo, what is going on, you guys? I got rugged by everybody. Everyone abandoned me. It was supposed to be a group thing. I got rugged. So here I am with you guys. What's crack-a-lacking, you guys? Well, Sabi will be here in a minute and stuff, but I was John and Charlie are out there somewhere in Tokyo doing something. But I'm here to give you all that Ethereum crack news that we are all hearing about right now. The spacesuit comes on in a minute, you guys. In a minute. Yo, we just started, Daniel. What's bracking? So, obviously, if I'm just being for real here right now, man, I did done told you, bros. I did done told you about Ethereum, you guys. Many doubted, but look now. $3,000 Bitcoin, man. Shoo. Yeah, for sure. We're going to answer a bunch of questions right now. Let's take a quick look over here at the prices. Obviously, get all your rogue equipment here. Obviously, the big hype right now is like we're at $3,269 for Ethereum right now, which is really, really awesome. Obviously, this is foretold in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Van Weiler, Uni's a keeper, honestly, especially for right now. At least for this year, it's a keeper. So basically, this is a really great coin. You're still getting it at a great price. And oh yeah, I saw that earlier. Yeah, it's coming down a little bit, which is cool. It's a little overheated. I think as long as we keep above $3,000 at psychological level, I mean it's only up and to the right basically. Pyroclastic. Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about Uni as well today, because that's this whole thing that I wanted to talk about today. This whole tapestry, which is essentially the Ethereum story for this summer. And then any of the guys who joined the last course, obviously know what I'm talking about when it comes to where we are in terms of the cycle and this part of the cycle of this bull market, because this bull market is essentially it's a two-piece. For this bull market, I'm very confident that we're going to get something close to about a double top on this, and this is maybe one of the first tops in that. So, and it's going to be led by Ethereum. The second half is going to be led by Bitcoin, basically. Yeah, there's a little bit of an echo. I'm in the room. I didn't want to put the headphones on. Yeah, pyroclastic flow. Let's see. That's good. Yeah. So pretty much he's doing an airdrop, or supposedly an airdrop, along with a Dutch auction. So they're probably going to give like one little free NFT, and then the real cool NFTs are going to be through a Dutch auction and stuff, which is pretty much means they start the price really, really high, and then it just keeps coming down until someone says, "All right, I want it. All right, here you go, man. 100 Ethereum to you." And then GaryVee's like in the background. Right. What's going on now? What the hell is this? What the fuck? Sorry, I just got a really weird DM right now. Strange. I'm sorry. So what the fuck is going on? But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on with Ethereum right now. Is that old jazz? Do we need to get ETC on a MetaMask? ETH, not ETC. ETC is Ethereum Classic, which is trash, pretty much. All right, you guys. If Ethereum does go below $3,000, it's a fucking buying opportunity, a gift from the gods that said, "Hey, here's a little something for you." Trust. I'm buying up as much ETH as I can. Obviously, I'm gonna be paring off some of it from profits and stuff from alt plays that I've done, but basically, this is kind of what we're saying, because Ethereum in the short term, by short term I mean July, we're looking at about $6,000 to $8,000 for July around EIP 1559, give or take about a week afterwards or so as well into it. So that's pretty good, because it isn't every time where you can essentially almost get like a guaranteed damn 2x on your money. So especially with a great asset like Ethereum, and then also with EIP 1559, we're fundamentally changing Ethereum itself. Obviously, yeah. Man, scammers out here, man. But anyway, but yeah, there's something that what's called John from Modern Life Dating always says, like, every man needs to have one Bitcoin. But recently we've been saying that, every man needs about, 10 Ethereum. And honestly, that's pretty fucking accurate. I honestly, everyone really realistic. I mean, if you can swing it, honestly, having about 16 Ethereum is really the number, I think, because with 16 Ethereum, there is going to be services out here where you can essentially host your own pool when Ethereum 2 goes live, that you'll be able to then make a really, really good passive income. Right now about let's take a look real quick. Pull this up real for a second. So right now about 16 ETH is about $52,000. It's roughly what a 1 Bitcoin costs. But if you can just slowly get yourself up to 10 ETH, that's still quite affordable, and you can get yourself into that range, right? That's still obviously would have been better if you guys could have gone in earlier, but this is still great price for Ethereum. Long term, if we're just talking 5-10 years from now, I mean, Ethereum could be worth so much money. I mean, it's insane how much this thing could be worth. This could thing just be chilling at $50,000 5-6 years from now, and we were thinking like, oh, it's dead. $50,000 per Ethereum, plus it actually yielding you about probably somewhere between 7% on top of that as well. So if you have quite a significant bag of this coin, shoo, yeah, right. Every man needs 10 Ethereum in a prenup, or just don't get married. Yeah. But famous last words. But with this, right, of course, if you can't afford 10 Ethereum, obviously these are stretch goals, but you can dollar cost your way. I mean, that's the name, dollar cost crypto, right? You can reach your way into that level. Right. Okay, so this is actually a very important question. How do you get yield on stake? So depending on the level of wealth you have, pretty much, you can do two ways. You can, if you want the safest way, it's not available just yet, but when Ethereum 2.0 reaches the next level, because right now we're in phase 0 right now of the, oh, look who decided to show up. Jesus Christ. Plebisaurus Rex himself. Look into crypto.
Well, you gave me the wrong start time, so.
Oh, fuck out of here. But yeah, just to go back to Raishi's question. So right now you really can't safely yield on Ethereum right now. There is like third-party risks. So things like a Celsius, a BlockFi, or you lending essentially your money onto Aave, there still is third-party risks to that, and as well as contract risk when doing that for yield. When the next part of the ETH development happens, then effectively the yield starts activating. So that's why EIP 1559 is so important. Is then you're going to be able to start to earn yield off of your Ethereum inside of the contract and taking your Ethereum in and out of it. So right now, if you deposit your 32 Ethereum into the contract, it's a one-way street. You haven't lost it, but you're yielding on it. So you're generating Ethereum from it. When EIP 1559 comes out, you'll be able to earn money on your Ethereum and then take your Ethereum in and out. So you're passively earning interest on the protocol itself, which is the safest way to do it, right? The same thing for like with Hex, right? The safest place to stake your Hex is on the Hex native contract. It's just like, where else are you going to do it? But here's the sort of the thing eventually, right? Because a lot of you guys are going to get pretty wealthy in Ethereum standards especially if you're playing this game over time and not doing like really degenerate dumb shit. You guys are going to stack quite a lot of Ethereum over time, and what's going to happen is you're probably going to get a little greedy, and so here enters degeneracy, right? So we're gonna enter this whole sort of thing where you're probably gonna end up having half your Ethereum on the native protocol, and then you're just gonna be half of it on Aave, a little bit over here, some on Celsius, and you're gonna diversify essentially what your Ethereum is to get essentially a blended yield on your money. So let's just say long term, because so many people are staking their Ethereum natively, let's just say the yield on Ethereum is like 4%. So, okay, you're like, okay, cool. I got 4% on my yield on the native pool. Then I take the other part of my Ethereum and I have it staked across a bunch of other places, getting a blended rate anywhere from 8 to 25%. And then when you add up the 4%, you'll probably end up somewhere close to about 10 to 8% APY on your Ethereum. And then from there, with that 8% APY in payments, you're probably just going to use that to buy shit coins and get even richer. There you go, game plan, man. What's up, Wasabi?
Can you hear static?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
you hear static?
There was like a buzzing sound that came in, so I wasn't sure if that was my mic.
Oh, well, I'm not sure. I'm not really using my setup. I mean, I can go to my headset. I just didn't. Well, I can go to the headset. It's whatever. Yeah. So. See, I'm picking up a lot of static from the phone. You hear the static? All right, let me. I'm about to mute my mic. Let me know if you hear static.
No, I can't hear it.
You hear it now?
It's better now.
Phone too close to mic.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. There was like a buzzing sound that would come in.
They're saying it's coming from your end.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
Got it. Ooh, shit, man. I might have to roll some of that, a little bit of that dirty Ethereum into uni. Maybe just one ETH, maybe. So what's up, dude? What's going on?
Yeah. So what's really interesting is if the price on Ethereum holds at this level, because Bitcoin basically dumped back to 55K, and a lot of this, like these types of movements, there's kind of like a boundary of confidence the market needs to have to keep for the altcoin market to keep expanding. So if Bitcoin holds basically above 50,000, we could see some pretty wild valuations for ETH to Bitcoin, assuming the market holds up. So I'm going to be watching the price chart. The one, I mean, Ethereum looks great, but I'm going to be looking at the price chart for Bitcoin, and you basically want to see that hold above right now the 99-day or the 100-day moving average is slowly shooting up, and that is basically right around 52K right now. So as long as it holds above that level, that'll be really good for Ethereum, and then alts to follow afterwards. But yeah, that was a hell of a run. So it just goes to show, like, there is so much bearishness on ETH back when there was like capitulation on the ratio, and then here we are, makes another local high on ETH to Bitcoin, goes up like 75% on the pairing. So yeah, a lot of the narratives do not apply. The market has spoken, and the price is pumping like crazy. So
got it. I just switched to my headset. That sound a little better?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see what's going on here. How high can this motherfucker go? Pretty fucking high. That's what I think it'd run, bro.
It could really go. I would say really the requirement is, like, as long Bitcoin does need to hold above a certain level. There can't really, I mean, I guess there could be a like a pullback on Bitcoin, and it just means the run may stall out and have to resume at a later time. But basically, what's the right now on the Bitcoin to USD price chart, since it's showing it's I wouldn't say it's not, I wouldn't necessarily describe it as like weakness. I would describe it as more, it still looks like it may take more time to consolidate, but those periods of time are where Ethereum tends to make really big moves, as we've observed so far on the ratio. So so long as that consolidation remains true, there's basically more time that you could see higher valuations that would continue to drag dominance down. Because I don't think we've quite really seen the inflows into, let's say, alts in this sub cycle just yet. I do think that is eventually going to end up taking place at some point going into the summer. So right now, Ethereum is basically leading the market right now, and it looks like
Look at Bitcoin just going slowly down the hill.
Yeah.
and look at Ethereum up here, just like woo.
Yeah. There is gonna be a trend reversal on dominance. I just and I don't think it's gonna be like I don't expect dominance to go back into a bull cycle really anymore. If anything, it's gonna be a bounce, but the bounce we get, we don't know yet if it's gonna come with Bitcoin going back into price discovery, or whether at some point Bitcoin goes into like an extended correction that would actually map really well back to the 2013 cycle. But so far, with the volatility really reducing this cycle, at least on this is true for Ethereum too, really right. Bitcoin and Ethereum, the volatility has dropped a lot. So so long as a certain level holds, it's really good macro conditions for altcoins. But that narrative does change if there's a correction where Bitcoin drops lower. Then you could still have a relief rally on Bitcoin dominance in that scenario. But from what I'm seeing, things still look good. The other pair to kind of look out for, to watch at least for Altseason, would probably be Litecoin to Bitcoin. As long as Litecoin to, because historically, if you see Litecoin starting to perform really well, that means we're in the stages of Altseason, and so far that pair is holding up pretty strong even after today's price pullback. Litecoin to Bitcoin still looks pretty decent. It looks like that's still consolidating. So as of now, I'm still bullish for alts until the trend tells us otherwise.
Padre, Hijo, Espíritu Santo, Amen. Yeah, the Q4 guys were blessed by the gods, definitely. Taking that leap of faith, they were rewarded. The Q4 master race. That's funny.
Yeah, I think Ethereum was actually towards the end of last year. What was the price on? Wasn't it below like it was below $1,000? It was like 700 at the end of December.
Yeah, let me take a quick.
That's pretty crazy. It's basically done a 3x since then.
Let's see. Yeah, it's. Look at it. So the course started. So around here, we were in the middle of the course right here. Look at that. $344 per ETH. Choo. Even the December guys got 600. Choo. I mean, I'm telling you. I mean, look at this. Basically, every time you got into the course and started buying ETH, look at that. Straight Colt dick. Yeah, but everyone from the courses is blessed, you guys. The thing is, like, I saw someone in the chat right now saying, like, man, my dumbass bought synthetics, bro. The synthetics train is coming, and I have the man himself who watches the DGen chats and like laughs at their tears.
Yeah, I that's actually one coin I'm just comfortable holding. I have a bag of synthetics, and I have a decent
bag. Well, he has Santa Claus bag.
Relative to the percent, I have a decent chunk for my overall portfolio in synthetics. I do think it is a really good coin. The main thing is right now they're getting the LT Sins trading underway, and as of now, what's likely to happen, what's probably going to happen in May, is they're going to activate Sins trading for synthetic Bitcoin and synthetic ETH on layer 2 to start. And then there's going to be SIPs, or synthetic improvement proposals, to add in the remaining synthetic assets that you see on layer 1. So if you want a good idea as to what that looks like, check out their website. Just make sure you're accessing the correct one. Bookmark, again, if you're accessing crypto websites, bookmark the real one. Access everything through bookmarks, but then you can see exactly what assets are trading on synthetics. This to me is one of the most interesting DeFi projects in general, because there's actually real value at stake with the debt pool. So that's already like, there's already a very unique use case that the token is used for. That's very, it's unique. There's really not much else on Ethereum that kind of satisfies that niche. There's perhaps other players with like derivatives trading, but synthetics is kind of on the
Cutting edge.
they're completely decentralized, and I think that is going to pay out at some later point in time. So Uniswap is leading a lot of that stuff. So the information that DC has on Uniswap, they're kind of the leader as far as the DeFi stuff goes on in Ethereum, but synthetics is likely going to be part of the optimism train alongside Uniswap.
Right. So remember, so from the guys who took the course and stuff, basically remember how we laid it out. So Uni starts it off, then synthetics gets some of it, then it continues with Ethereum. But this whole thing started with Ethereum. I'm getting a little reverb, or I'm getting.
Oh, is that me or?
Maybe it's a speaker, but it's okay. But basically, what's been going on, you guys, especially from the Q1 course and now the Q2 course, is that DeFi itself has been doing pretty well, but it's not that it's been in a bear market or anything like that, but because of the high gas fees, it's been hurting Ethereum basically. It's because those high gas fees, a lot of the money kind of flowed into I would say the Binance chain and Solana and some of these other projects. But what's going to happen is eventually that money is going to start flowing back into the Ethereum plays, which you guys are very highly positioned into. So with optimistic rollups and optimism and stuff, this is actually going to be we're going to have a cool ass. So synthetics, Aave are just super prime to take advantage of that money, as well as of course Uniswap, and then of course Ethereum as well, because people are buying it and locking it up. And there's this whole other kind of thing that I haven't really gotten into when it comes to actually in the future, you're going to have all your Ethereum essentially locked up. And people are going to be buying and selling staked ETH, basically. So there's companies out here like Rocket Pool, or some. There's a couple other ones like I forgot the name of them. I think it's Lido maybe. What else? ETH2B Pool and Rocket Pool. That essentially their whole services are to help you guys essentially stake your Ethereum, right? And eventually these companies are going to create something called like staked Ethereum, that like it's basically a synthetic version of it, which is basically each synthetic Ethereum you own is essentially like owning a ticket of the income that's derived from that Ethereum that's being staked. And because it derives an income, it will have a little bit of a slightly higher price than regular Ethereum, and most people are going to be trading that around. So we're going to see probably the derivativization of Ethereum itself as a base asset, which is kind of crazy to think. because that Ethereum already has a built-in amount of yield if it's staked, then people are going to be trading around the synthetic paper, the synthetic coin that owns the underlying asset, which is the Ethereum that's staked, and then that produces an income which sells on the open market. It's going to be wild, man. The repotification of these assets and stuff is going to be insane.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is it's going to be pretty wild just what DeFi is going to be capable of in a couple of years. So, this is so ridiculously early on this entire DeFi sector in general, because yeah, I would say the game in crypto tends to change every couple of years. And
Right.
I mean, stuff around DeFi, a lot of that stuff, there's actually going to be real demand for this kind of stuff later on. I mean, this was the first. As the cycles go on, like you start to get more maturity. Like even if you look at, for example, the coins in the top 10, maybe aside from something like Dogecoin,
Mm-hmm.
it's starting to look like there's more. You're starting to get a. It's almost like a weed out process in a way, where you start to get, and it takes a really long time to do it, where you're going to start to have like the best of the best start to ascend their way to the top.
Right.
And then what right now, like the market itself is really driven by Bitcoin. There's Bitcoin dominance, and then Bitcoin is the main trading pair across this whole market. But with the emergence of a lot of this stuff, I do think inevitably there is going to be some kind of decoupling. Like if you look at Bitcoin dominance, if it makes a lower low, well, I guess it's hard. It's not necessarily fair to say that now, but I think it's possible that even Bitcoin dominance can make a lower low this cycle, which would mean that its strength relative to the market is basically decreasing over time. But that
Right.
doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't hold Bitcoin during late stages of alt season, because as all cycles, when things get overheated, a lot of those profits are going to roll into like the safer assets like Bitcoin, and then those aren't going to, something like Bitcoin's not going to crash as hard during the bear market. It's just not, and we could see, you know, very much like this cycle where it leads the market for a while, but over time there's going to be more and more things of value that come in this market. So I think there's a lot of good stuff this cycle that is going to kind of stick into the next one. So because this is really the first time where you actually have cool stuff that isn't necessarily
Bullshit.
like a Bitcoin fork, like Bitcoin Gold. Like there was all this crap from last bubble. Like even amongst all the smart contract plays, like there wasn't stuff really like, you know, I guess there was technically ADA at the time, but at this stage, there's more maturity with even things like Polkadot and ADA, where they're actually like legitimate. They have like the potential to be legitimate networks later on. Whereas last cycle, it was basically Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then just everything else in the market. So lots of good stuff. I'm just holding on to I'll just collect the staking rewards on Celsius with my
Right.
SNX because the payout is still really good.
It's amazing. But in terms of like what I was talking about with Ethereum and stuff, like Ethereum is gonna like. Okay, so I got to put a caveat with this. So obviously, I put the name in there, the flippening with Ethereum flipping Bitcoin. I actually do believe that's going to happen sometime this cycle. It will probably only hold it for either that one day or maybe a week or two at most, and then Bitcoin will go back to the number one spot. That's probably the most likely scenario this cycle, and that's a unbelievable opportunity, you guys, to make a shit ton of Bitcoin. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, if that actually plays out, because for Ethereum to flip Bitcoin on in terms of market cap,
Yeah.
I believe it's around 0.15. It might be a little bit higher. It would require the ratio to go up to 0.15. So
which is 15% of one Ethereum is 15% of a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And in that scenario, if that actually does play out, because I don't think the ETH to Bitcoin valuation, if there is, let's say, a state in the market cycle where they reach parity in terms of market cap, if that actually plays out, I don't know if it is, but if that does play out, I don't expect the ETH to Bitcoin ratio to drop as hard as it did last cycle. Like in terms of what the bottom was on the ratio, just because technically on the macros for Ethereum, on ETH to Bitcoin, it did make a higher low in this cycle, and it's currently trying to trend. This is actually cool. They have the Flippening website. This is awesome.
Yeah, with indicators. Yeah, it took me a minute to find this, but watch this. Look, so on most indicators, it's already flipped it. So in market cap, it's at 39%, right? Active addresses, 70% of Bitcoin's transaction flippening. It's actually 570% more. So basically a 5.7x more transactions on a daily basis. happened already. Transaction flippening right now, currently it's about 100.1, so just barely, probably a little bit, like it would have been a little under. So just in terms of volume, in terms of money moving around, it's on parity with it. Trading volume's a little bit down. Total transaction fees, obviously this is pretty up high. It's like does twice as much. Net node count flippening, and the Google search, which is pretty important. So that should let you know like how much runway you actually have on ETH right now. Look at the Google search. That's pretty low. Even with the big run up that we just had today. Look at that. Look at that. It went from 17 to 24 that we are at right now in terms of Google search. So a lot of the stuff's going good and stuff in terms of all this stuff. But look at this. Huge runway. Obviously, I'm not saying that it's going to maintain it. There's actually technically about there's really 2 to 3 scenarios. Really, you have scenario 1 that Ethereum doesn't do it. It gets close but doesn't do it again, and then you'll just be able to trade essentially some Ethereum for Bitcoin on that trade, or just you hold your Ethereum and just sell it for USD, and then when it dips down, rebuy back again. Either strategy works really fine. Basically, whether you want to hold cash or you want to be in position to hold more BTC, or just hold your Ethereum and you're just gonna be. I mean, it's kind of nice. You either get a shit ton of USD, you get more Bitcoin, or you still keep a bunch of. You're still like a ETH Chad. There's just no lose in the thing. Obviously, the only way you can really lose is that USD. What you do with that USD value. You spend it on a girlfriend and some new tits. I mean, you're gonna blow it basically, or a couple of weekends in Vegas. But yeah. Yeah, I'll link the website to you guys. Give me 1 second.
You blow your whole bull market on a couple of weekends in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's better be like
Beautiful.
the weekends of a lifetime for that to do something like that.
Yeah, it's that whole thing where like lads, we're all getting girlfriends now.
Yeah,
We're gonna make it. Fucking dorks. Don't do it, DC. With this money, I will get me an Oni-chan. Correct, sir. Fucking beautiful. And of course, Hex is on the list. No, I'm not saying we're just talking about Ethereum right now. We'll get to Hex in a bit and stuff. Pearls and Lambos. There we go, sir. Oh, roofies and Lambos. Oh, never mind. The ruffles. Oh, beautiful. So this is the master plan right here of climbing the Citadel. Right now, me and Wasabi have backpacks on, climbing gear, and we're scaling that Citadel, trying to get to the higher and higher levels. So yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Very accurate.
Okay.
Lots of planning there to get up to each to the higher ledge.
Okay. So what I just explained right now was scenario 1, right? So scenario 1 is you just hold ETH, you're going to win. You move the ETH into Bitcoin, you're going to win. Or you move the Bitcoin, or you move your ETH into USD, and then you try to buy the dip, or you just spend the money. But still, even if you spend all the money, which is pretty dumb, but let's just say you did, it's still a net win because you wouldn't have had the money anyway. So you still win. Right, but that's a bit of a negative. Then we got scenario 2, where ETH does pass or gains parity to the market cap of Bitcoin. Whew, you got a lot more bang for your buck on that ETH to Bitcoin pair, man. Sheesh. What is that like? If that's on point, let's just say 32 Ethereum would probably get you what, 3.5, maybe 4 BTC, maybe. I think so.
So if it flips it, so
let's just say it gets parity. Let's just say it goes parity, and it's like 15% of a. Let's see, 15 times 32. Yeah, 4.8 BTC for 32. 32 ETH will get you 4.8 BTC. Honda Civics for everybody, you guys. Honda Civics for everybody.
Okay, so the number on the ratio would have to hit. It'd have to hit around 0.1625. Did you say 0.163 on the ratio?
I said, oh, is it 0.16?
Yeah, it's somewhere. It's a little bit higher than point. I just took the market cap of. Let me make sure I calculated that right. So if I do 1037 divided by let's just say the market cap on ETH is 375. So it's a 2.76x, and then the ratio is at 0.58.
Jesus
Say
Christ.
0.587. Yeah, you need to basically hit around 0.163, and then you'll actually flip the market cap of Bitcoin.
Times 32 ETH. Oh my God, bro. If that happens, you would turn 32 ETH into 5.2 BTC.
Yeah.
And then what would happen is, so this will happen. This is the most likely scenario for this cycle. So we gave you the one where, like, let's just say ETH gets kind of close, doesn't pass it, maybe 80% of the market cap of Bitcoin, and then it drops down, right? Then we have the other scenario where we're talking where it gains parity, maybe even goes a little higher than it, and then essentially Bitcoin takes back over, right? And that's probably the most likely scenario out of the three that we're about to discuss right now. If that does happen, right, you'll be able to then sell your ETH, essentially abandoning ship. Like as we're here, right? Let's just say we're just right here. This is me and Wasabi jumping onto the Bitcoin part of this thing, and then we abandoning ETH as it falls and craters.
It's like we have 4 hours to do it.
Yeah. No.
That'd be so insane.
When it happens, like literally, like just no sleep. I'll just be up all night. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
me and Wasabi just jumping across the chasm, like with all our fucking ETH into Bitcoin like this, into the fair.
I would just end up rolling back all that Bitcoin back
into ETH.
Back into Ethereum after the ratio pulls back. But I wouldn't expect the ratio to hit the lows it did this cycle around, let's see, that was around 0.016.
Yeah.
I think it would hit some other support level somewhere else. But if it's interesting, because if we do see those higher valuations, then I think the likelihood of hitting a sustained flip in the cycle afterwards would be pretty, in my opinion, I think it'd be pretty likely for that to actually play out, because
I know.
Last cycle it didn't quite flip Bitcoin. It got pretty close, and then if it actually did flip it this cycle, it would just be nuts. Like I would just focus on it would I think at least if that happened, and I still have a hard time seeing it, just because of how well adopted Bitcoin is. Obviously Ethereum is too. Like there's a huge moat around Ethereum. There's a massive network effect around it.
I'd say it's actually bigger than Bitcoin's. It really is. Obviously, Bitcoin's in terms of like what it does. Like this is something I was listening to a couple of people say, and it kind of jived with me a little bit. It was like when let's just say when a new stablecoin or a new project launches, is like you're like, oh, did it launch on Ethereum? Right? You never think did it launch on Bitcoin, right? So it's like anytime there's anything new or something, like, oh shit, where's it at, on Bitcoin or on Ethereum or on Bitcoin? You're always going to say Ethereum, right, in your brain.
Yeah, absolutely. The game, I think at this point the Gen 2 chains and the Gen 3 chains are the most interesting, where you're going to have the most developer activity. And of course right now that's Ethereum by and large. But I can't, other than, I mean, we'll see how we'll see how things look like in hindsight at some point, but I have a hard time seeing Bitcoin kind of drive this market long term, other than maybe this cycle and parts of next cycle, because there's a lot of useful stuff even with multi-chain. There's far more interesting and useful utilities in this market that are here now that aren't just pure store of values like Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's fine, like it's succeeded as a store of value. It has. It is going to keep appreciating in price. It's just the use cases on Ethereum are far greater than what exists on Bitcoin, and then there's other stuff going on in the space that basically build on top of that. So if Ethereum were to flip Bitcoin even briefly this cycle, then I think it's possible that the best smart contract plays in this space over time, and the ones that get the most adoption, which right now Ethereum has the lead in terms of developer adoption, but at some point legacy finance, like businesses, at some point there is going to be more and more adoption of cryptocurrencies, and we don't necessarily know what that looks like today, but it is going to happen, and that is going to change the dynamics of the space. So you could see a scenario where you have like the top 3 coins in this space is like the main smart contract plays, and then potentially even Bitcoin. It's still like there in the top 10, but it could actually in theory get displaced. I have a hard time. It's if that actually plays out, it would be insane. But we'll find out. We'll find out. I would say probably this year, at least with the relative performance on ETH to Bitcoin. But the narratives, like this website's really useful because I didn't realize how many metrics were in favor on Ethereum relative to Bitcoin, aside from just price performance. Like
Right.
there's actual
Like,
user metrics and actual adoption.
right. I mean, if I had to just be for real, since I've been in crypto, it's not been the tale of Bitcoin, it's been the tale of Ethereum. Really, if I'm just being honest in terms of like what's been my entire experience in cryptocurrencies, sure I bought some Bitcoin and some Litecoin and stuff, but when I'm really using a cryptocurrency, it's been basically like 99% ETH, basically, and a little bit of fucking around on Solana and actually I really haven't really used Polkadot other than buying the coin itself, but like in terms of actually using their chain, it'd be like what Binance token, the Binance Smart
Yeah,
Chain, a
I
little
would
bit,
say
and Solana.
I would say basically it would probably be, at least as of now, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Solana. But
Right.
I guess to be fair on Polkadot side, they haven't yet launched their network with the
Right.
parachains, and the rollout of what that's going to look like on Kusama is it'll likely take place sometime this summer. I think it's going to be pretty good. That's at least what I'm speculating on. Uh, so that'll at least give like a pretty reasonable sense as to how much usability or how much activity will take place on Polkadot later on. Because if multi-chain ends up being a thing, then there's a lot of niches that Polkadot could end up solving, because it just doesn't really care. It doesn't care who wins in the space. The only, I would say, the only threat for Polkadot itself is if all smart contract platforms other than Ethereum end up dissolving. So that's a scenario where Ethereum basically grabs the entire market share. Then Polkadot is likely not going to be as useful in that scenario. But in a multi-chain environment, and that's what I think is going to play out,
Right.
Polkadot ends up being a middleware between different networks. And I do think that is likely because you even see with the investor psychology in this space is, and this is something that's very underrated. The investors in crypto in general tend to get attached to whatever coins they're holding, and if there's even an emotional attachment, and this is true for Bitcoin, right? Like there's an emotional attachment to Bitcoin that will have holders forever, and
Yeah.
it keeps solidifying a growing and growing network effect around that. So that
It-
alone can decide what ends up staying in the space. And even if you look at something like ADA, which I actually don't hold any ADA, there's a lot. They do have a very large community now that I can't see it just dissolve and disappear
Right.
at this point. It's kind of like Ripple that. Even though from a price performance standpoint, ADA is doing far better. It's far more consistent on the price charts. But
Right.
like even something like Ripple has been in the market for a very long time because it does have a big moat around the community that's just buying and holding the coins.
Correct. Yeah. It's I mean basically Bitcoin will outside of it, like literally something happened with the code and it can't run anymore. Bitcoin will not go to zero.
Mhm.
Absolutely not. I mean, literally, I'll buy a million of them just for fun.
Yeah.
Like this is impossible. Like
Well, I don't think Bitcoin, to me, it's gonna, like, the market cap on it, I think it's going to keep increasing indefinitely so long as you have like all this stimulus input of government issued currencies printing. Like it's going to end up benefiting basically all of crypto in that scenario over long periods of time.
right.
But I would say one of the use cases that I foresee for Bitcoin in the future is is basically a very trusted asset that will be used to basically use as collateral for loans.
Right.
And that's actually an excellent use case and further solidifies it as a store of value. Because
that's a great use case. I mean, that's an amazing use case, because like the whole point of having stores of value is that at some point you're going to use it to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's eventually what this does is we're creating a financial backbone for the world to then essentially be able to use this money to do something with it. So, I mean, this whole thing, like I have to give big shout outs to like Charles Hopkinson for actually going to Africa and actually trying to build systems for basically the third world, essentially people who don't, literally the bankless.
Yeah.
Like I have a bank. I'm not bankless.
Yeah.
You know, but this is the whole narrative with Ethereum. But like, it's so and this is why they're trying to improve it, and as well as like lower the gas fees and stuff and everything like that. But like, basically, you know, most people don't have $80 to pay for gas for a transaction, and there's this whole thing where like, basically the crypto rich are able to make a bunch of money because everyone wants to get in, but they can't. You know.
Yeah, and that might just end up being like the kind of the unfortunate reality of how a lot of this stuff ends up working anyway. Because even if you look at the, I mean, the on-chain fees for Ethereum, like it's definitely a problem that's getting fixed with the layer 2 scaling, but ultimately, a lot of that stuff is going to have some maximum limit to it. So they're in a fully scaled out scenario for Ethereum. I'm speculating, and DC actually knows more on this. There's going to be basically some hard limit as to how much of the world a network can support.
Right.
And because of that, like you do have these walled gardens that effectively start to build out amongst the most valuable assets in the space. Like as of now, that's Bitcoin and Ethereum. Even Bitcoin, the fees are higher to use the network. Just to send a transaction, it probably costs, I don't know, maybe like $50 or something like that. So you do get this walled garden effect, and that's kind of a natural outcome as for demands on the block space. But then that also means there's other niches and other solutions that other networks can end up solving. Like even though a lot of people, I mean, there's not a lot of projects on ADA, obviously. But,
bro, I probably have the only one.
You probably have the only one, but the whole thing with like the digital identities, which I personally do not like any of that stuff, because it's a huge kind of
traitor shit. It's huge traitor shit, dude. Dude, fuck all that identity. Dude, I get one reason why they're trying to do it, because here's the problem: how do we expand this level of like degeneracy, right? So if we have some sort of a systemized system essentially to track people and then essentially create credit scores, then we can do uncollateralized loans, and that means we can really goose this fucking thing up. Because right now as degenerate as this whole entire fucking thing is, it's collateralized,
right?
Which is amazing. So we're even though we're whatever's going on with the entire system, we actually are growing. It's kind of little like we're growing organically, basically. Even though we are using our own money, we're hypothecating our own money in order to grow. It still equals, 1 + 1 equals, or 1 + 1 = 2, or like 0 + 0 = 0. It all equals out, basically. So it is still organic growth. The minute you allow uncollateralized loans, that's when you start getting sort of a, fractional reserve sort of stuff that's kind of going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fractional reserve, because once you can borrow, once I can be out there like, yeah, hey, I'll put down 1% of an Ethereum down, and you're going to lend me 1 Ethereum.
That's a good deal. Okay.
Like it's like me and Wasabi be like, okay, take my 25 Ethereum served, 25 ETH down, get 250 ETH out, and let's go to town, dude.
Yeah, the whole personally, I don't think the whole digital identity thing is going to drive in the Ethereum community, because you could actually end up with a scenario where businesses, governments end up doing stuff on one chain that's more, it's like pseudo, well, it could still be technically decentralized, but they could end up doing stuff that's centered around, like, I don't know, ballots for elections, or it's like basically those things with like credit scores, things that are well, the whole bringing some of that stuff is absolutely terrible. That's why I'm a big proponent. I'm just not a proponent for any of that stuff.
Right.
But in the case for Ethereum, the community is centered around decentralization, and that's why that's why, like, in terms of even the development, the decisions that the community often makes is built around that thesis. So
This comment.
want to buy a house with 5 ADA.
Yeah, the house is 25 ADA, so we have to lend it. Well, actually, that technically is leverage, actually, but it's still slightly collateralized a little bit, but it's a shitty collateralization. Yeah, it's a shitty collateralization. To look into crypto rug. Damn, I got rugged again. But yeah, with yeah, that is kind of a bad, like, so let's just say you did have a house and you're doing 20% down. You are essentially doing a collateralized loan, but it's kind of a shitty collateralized loan. But they essentially are asking you for enough money where if you did leave, they could cover the cost and then take that asset from you and then lend it out again, basically. Damn, I think the CIA must have got looking at crypto. IRS. F. But yeah, what's going on? Shit. You know, there's a really good question that somebody asked earlier that I wanted to actually answer. Let's see, where is it? Ah, here we go. This is a great question, actually. So, hey, do you mind discussing for a moment to rank order from best, safest stablecoins like USDC, TUSD, DAI, Synthetics USD during a bear market? Would you put $1 million into? Honestly, I'd put would you fear Coinbase? Honestly, I'd put $1 million into USDC. I think it's pretty safe for the cycle. Next cycle, I think there's actually going to be some good options for decentralized stablecoins. Right now, the exchanges have gone out of their way to essentially make sure that DAI became fully became centralized, basically. So that's kind of sad. And TUSD is not that big. It's not big enough yet. And in terms of I guess technically yes, SUSD is probably the best stablecoin in the world right now, and because it's fully decentralized. But the problem with it's still there's not enough money in it right now. Eventually it will be, because it kind of insta facto synthetic USD, because it's pretty much almost entirely Ethereum backed and Synthetics backed. It actually probably is, and Synthetics is fully decentralized. It probably is the only decentralized stablecoin in the world, possibly. But it still needs to be proven. You can use it on Uniswap and stuff and everything like that. So as long as it's available, and then people start adding Ethereum to the in terms of the Uniswap sort of stuff, they add an SUSD and a ETH pair to that, then this thing could go bananas. Yeah, no, for sure, Brandon. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, but I trust USDC pretty much a lot right now. In terms of Tether USDC or Tether Tether, it looks like it's going to be let off the hook. It's going to be pretty much kind of allowed to kind of do what it does. But I still am just super iffy, because I mean, from things that I've seen in the background. Let's see. Oh, from things that I've seen in the background. Okay, so if we know that JP Morgan's behind Coinbase and Coinbase's coin is USDC, so the into facto, like, this is USDC is essentially a Federal Reserve coin, sort of, but basically it is. So their entire thing is to make sure to control this market. So what they actually really want to get Tether the fuck out of here. So they're going to find they've been trying for a while. This came out of I had a 24-hour live stream with the Celsius community when I had Alex Mashinsky come on, and in that 24-hour live stream, Alex himself said that the U.S. government's been trying to do legislation to basically get Tether the hell out of here, but they've been having trouble essentially pulling the rug on them, because any law they would pass would affect USDC, and they don't want to hurt USDC. So they were having a really, really hard time essentially destroying Tether, because Tether was just put himself into so many good positions. So maybe they just cut a deal in the background, and then now they're working together, possibly. But I do know Bitfinex and Coinbase bought a lot of MakerDAO, and then essentially influenced the vote to make DAI multi-collateralized. And of course, 50% of the money in there's Ethereum, but the other percentages are USDC and Tether. So there you go. Not too shabby. All right, collateralized loans only work for those with big bags. I don't know how crypto is. Oh, so that's not entirely true. So collateralized loans, if the fee is really small, the collateralized loans will work with basically anything. You could literally collateralize, like you could take a loan on $10 of Bitcoin or $10 of Hex or $10 of Celsius and borrow $2.50 or 50 cents on it, or even 80 cents, depending on how degenerate you want to get. It's just really that's one of the big things with Ethereum, because once you have sharding, and then you have optimistic rollups, effectively it can do a ton of transactions really cheaply, and from there you essentially can just borrow whatever you need to from your own assets. And I honestly, that's probably the best way to go. Is there's a bunch of tax benefits for borrowing on your assets, so you can spend loaned income tax free. Obviously, if you make an investment with loaned income and the investment goes up, you will not be charged for the amount you had originally invested into it, but the gains on top of it, you will be taxed on that. Well, we need some kind of margin lending platforms or company. Yeah, it'll be third parties, but you already have Aave as well. And Aave, there's actually been a big hint that Aave might make their own blockchain, which is huge. So I'm telling you guys, you buy the light blue chips. Just wait a little bit. I trust you guys. You guys do pretty good with it. Cool. Any more questions, you guys? We're waiting for Look Into Crypto to come back on. Oh, fuck. Nah, you're out of here. You rugged. No. Drinking water on stream. It's coffee over here, man. Synthetics, no. Synthetics is not a blue chip. It is a light blue chip. But it's one of the darker blues, I would say, of the light blue chips and stuff. Aave and Synthetics and Celsius are right on there. Let's see. Now that ETH is doing the fee burning thing, will it do a 10x from here? Not a 10x. That's a lot. That's a lot, bro. That's $3 trillion. Well, wait, hold up. Let me see what degenerate I can get.
3 trillion.
It's
a 32K ETH.
Oh, my pants.
Sounds good.
That sounds kind of nice. I don't know. It sounds kind of nice. Shee. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Let me extrapolate that out. God damn it. This trustless. What'd you do to me, bro? Let me think. Okay, if that's $3 trillion, and let's just say that it's 80% or 50% of the market cap of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's 30%, so it's 15%. So that would be what? 30, 15, 45%. Let me see this. 3, 6. We would need a $20 trillion market cap to make that possible, and that would be adjusting essentially for Bitcoin being roughly 30% of the market cap of crypto, Ethereum being 15%, and then the rest of it being the rest of it. So there would be 45% combined total in market cap would be Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the rest of the altcoin market would be the rest. So it's actually that's probably the top end of how high this shit could go, probably at the most. But that's really pushing it. That's pretty much pushing it until next year, and we need an ETF, and we just need it. Everything would have to go right for that to happen. Next cycle though, that shit's happening. That's happening.
Yeah, next cycle.
That next cycle, that's happening. We're all getting Lambos, you guys. All of them. We won't even like, but we're getting like Tesla Lambos. Wasabi wasn't pleased by that answer.
Well,
He was like,
I think I'll just keep the ETH, but yeah.
Oh, bro, you can just borrow on that ETH, man. You have like, I just borrowed Miguel the other day on my synthetic Ethereum off of the perpetual. I just purchased this thing off of interest payments. Like I don't. I spend ETH. I spent some of my ETH interest payments and stuff on it. Like, check out my car. That's what you're gonna be doing, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Like, when you have some stupid ass bag of Ethereum and shit that just generates. I mean, basically, you have infinite money, and then you're just gonna fucking like grab some of that and just spend it on dumb shit. Like, I'm gonna do the same shit too. Like, I don't know why we're lying to these people. These are good, hardworking Americans across the world. Even if they're in Europe, they're Americans. I bless thy Americans.
All right, fair.
Because look at the crypto. He's going.
Just not this cycle, but yeah.
I don't know, man.
Bad. I'm hoarding. I'm hoarding again.
I'm hoarding too, bro. I'm hoarding too.
Of course, you're totally gonna be hoarding up supply again.
Just more like every stream, just more. I just start getting more and more gold on my hand and then on my wrists. At the end of the bull market, I'm just like covered like Mr. T in gold. I don't know. Geez, so lame. LOL. Let's see. I just want a trailer to invest the rest and keep my Corolla in a house and get a house 10 years and get higher. Bro, we'll get you higher than that, bro. Dream bigger, bro. You'll get higher than that. You have some. Even if you have a half a BTC, bro, you'll own the entire you'll own the whole trailer park. I'm being serious. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? I'm sorry, man, but I gotta a little bit, yeah. Bro. You're here now. You got crypto. You're gonna 5 years from now, bro. You're gonna own the entire trailer park. You're gonna have all these bitches and shit in hot tubs, in the back of fucking like trucks and pick 'em up trucks and shit. You're gonna own the whole lot, bro. You're gonna have a double wide. You're gonna have everything, bro. Chill.
It's a good deal.
Yeah. Climbing the Citadel. You're gonna climb, bro. Ascend. We're going to upper pleb status, you guys. Upper pleb, lower merchants. Yeah, mobile parks actually do make a lot of money. Like, I think on average they're like 12 to 16 caps, which is really good. Like making 12% on your money in real estate as income. That's really good. K Morgan's the king of the lot. Yes, sir. Celsius is going to start moving probably at the end of this month. So don't start crying when it moves, because then you'll be like, oh no, I wish I had more. No. $100 only buys me 10. It used to buy me 20. Woe is me. And to tell you the truth, by like June, man, it's going to be somewhere like the $15 range and shit, maybe $25 range. And then everyone's just going to be like, bruh, $100. Mr. Benjamin, the guy light bulb, can only buy me 4 Celsius. Yeah. The chat's still talking about fucking trailer parks.
Well, everybody's getting their planning to be slumlords.
Oh my god, slumlord chat. What's going on? I got like this automated light system now and stuff. It's kind of cool. Nah, I like the double lights. I got more lights coming too. If you look outside from my house and shit, like literally my room is like a shining light of fucking like lumens. But yeah. Tokenized trailer parks on the fucking blockchain. Bruh, that'd make money.
Oh, definitely. That actually would probably become a thing because there's already there's already some experimentation with tokenized real estate very early right now.
Should you get some more Uni or some more Celsius? That's a tough one. Fuck. That's a tough one. It depends it really depends on your bag. If you guys have any more questions and stuff in terms of your portfolios, just hit up me or look into crypto and stuff for a consultation, and we'll get you guys sorted out and stuff because there's like a lot of stuff and there's some time sensitive stuff as well. And you can hit me up on Dollar Cost Crypto on Twitter, Telegram, or Discord and stuff, and then I'll get you set up and stuff. Website incoming pretty soon. And tokenized solar power. Yeah, eventually everything will be tokenized. Everything. The revolution will be televised and tokenized. Next cycle is probably we're going to start getting our real, like we're probably going to get right before the tail end of the market dying, probably next year. We're going to get like a little bit of some guys trying to tokenize their real estate. Like we just had some dumbass out of Palo Alto try to sell his fucking house for $800,000. His house is worth $800,000, and he tried to make an NFT and sell it on OpenSea and sell it for $2 million, and no one fucking bid on it. So people were fucking like trying to pay about $100,000 for his $800,000 house, which is really funny. He was trying to get $2 million out of it. It's kind of funny. I sold my rune like a wreck pleb. 4 more weeks on that website, you guys.
I made that same mistake too. So
on what?
I had a bag of rune. I remember. I bought a bag of rune, and I sold it. I just sold it back into Ethereum. And then I looked at the price chart on rune. It was just ridiculous. I was like, fuck.
I would just turn the computer off at that point.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm just not gonna add the numbers up. You'd have to accept it and move on.
Yeah,
that one ripped. Really interesting coin.
No, the next course is going up in price, you guys. It is. We're just deciding on how much and stuff, but it's going up. Every course goes up in price, basically. So get in what you can, man. I'm telling you, man. People who have been in this course. I mean, like we've minted millionaires already out of these courses. I'm serious about that. Iron laws. I refuse to do the math. The power of the dark side of the shitcoins. Long ago, in a distant past, Wasabi bought rune. Aped hard he did, and bitched out he must. For the ETH, get up. Did you sell it into ETH, or what did you buy with it?
And I sold it into ETH.
Yeah. Dude, Dick Dastardly, I love that fucking name, dude. That's the best name ever. Hey, my name is Dick Dastardly. If my daughter brought a guy that was named Dick Dastardly, I'd be like, well, I get it. Yeah, you guys can just, if you guys want a consultation, just hit me up on Twitter. That's the easiest way. Just hit me through DMs and stuff. I'll let you slide in there. The DMs are open right now, so you can slide in there, and I'll book you guys out, essentially. And I'll hit you guys up with info in there. I love you too, Dick Dastardly. That's what all the chicks say. Was that Yoda Vader? I guess it started like Vader, and then it went to... Well, actually, no, wait. I guess it was the Emperor, I guess. And then it went to Vader. But yeah. Hey, you guys, don't forget to hit the like button, you guys. Definitely. Someone to in a stake, yeah. There's actually going to be some interesting stuff now, too. So one other thing, too, with this whole Uniswap v3 that's coming out, there's actually going to be a lot of platforms that are going to be... You're going to be able to stake your Uniswap tokens to get yield. Get paid out at USDC or in more Uniswap tokens. So that's going to be pretty cool, too. So as things go on and on and on, tokens that don't generate any yield at all will start generating yields, which is really cool. So it makes it kind of easier to hold some of these tokens, especially if you're like a synthetics, right? I know synthetics have been going sideways for a while and down. It's been pretty nice earning 14% APY on it in kind. Yeah. It's been really nice.
That is very nice. That's very high. That's very good. That's actually one of the best APYs you can get on a market for a coin like that, because normally when the APY is that high, usually it's some random like garbage coin that's getting like yield farmed where the price is just getting dumped down, but that's very high APY for a coin of that caliber, because that's something you could actually sustainably, like depending on how many coins you hold, there's people that are getting monthly rewards in synthetics that's probably like thousands of dollars on Celsius.
Right now, K Morgan pays his oatmeal and grits plus some oranges
Yeah, that's awesome.
with the
That's
synthetics,
awesome.
bro.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Soon enough, he'll be able to afford Kellogg and Rice Krispies and like Pop Tarts with the tripling in the price of synthetics, which is
Yeah.
incoming, you guys.
At some point,
that's upwards mobility. That's climbing
Yeah.
the citadel.
At some point, I know I don't know what the inflation is over the next. I need to look into that for synthetics, but I know once it hits the tail end of its supply limit, it starts to go into perpetual 2% inflation per year. But then by the time it goes into that perpetual inflation, the price is also likely going to be far higher. So it's like even when the rewards drop, the payout you get each time is going to scale accordingly. I actually think that the rewards you get are going to scale higher versus the drawdown on some of the inflation rewards. So that's the whole thing. Like, what this cycle is a snapshot of what's going to be sustainable in the next market cycle, like with these staking rewards. Because right now, bull market, so during the bear market, everything's going to hit its fair value line, wherever that is. But then the cycle afterwards, if you've made it that far, you can basically have coins where you're getting paid more than your job, like literally more than your job, if you play this cycle correctly. So pretty incredible. This is, to me, this is basically a once in a lifetime opportunity. Just takes 2 cycles to do it.
Escape velocity, and at the very least, even if you don't, like, you make your, because you guys are here now, you guys will probably, me and Charlie are going to be telling you guys to take some profits, and some of you guys might be like, no, it's too early, no, my pussy, no, stop, I don't want to sell right now, it's going to go higher, and then you guys are going to sell some, and you guys are going to be pissed. You guys are never ever going to sell all your coins at the top. That's just not going to happen, right? But you take some of the profits, you get more. I mean, I know it's you shouldn't count things in USD value, but at least for this cycle, the USD is going to be kind of important still. Next cycle, it's going to be really coin totals that are really going to matter. But if, let's just say, like, that's why in all my consultations I tell people, what's your all-in number? How much money have you put into this market, right? And if you've done multiples in that value, even with the inflation that's going on with the dollar, you're still you beat inflation and you're up on your USD. When we are back in the bear market, you will have more money to ape in, and then you also have the benefit of time of order. And if you make good decisions over 3 to 4 years from the bear market to the next bull market, you are going to be up so much. So much. And then 2, you won't be you won't be that wreck pleb and stuff that happens, that just gets out, and then there's people that are in 2017 that are barely coming in 3 months from now, 5 months from now.
Yeah,
like dumbasses.
I was gonna make a comment on that, where you have these people that come into the market and then they gamble everything on like a DEX or something, lose it all, and then start crying for regulations because they're just being retarded. So,
and the shit traders too.
So that's the part that's the part that's kind of annoying. But as far as the story behind the name Wasabi, that's an alias, or really just an alias I used back when I met DC and a few other people in the Decentraland community. This was during the depths of the bear market. I don't recall the exact timeline as to when I first joined the Decentraland community, but Wasabi was just like a tag that I used in their social media channels. And then that was originally the tag I had on some early streams. So if you go back, you might even see it on some of Charlie's streams on Moon Gang. You might see like a tag like Wasabi DCL or something like that.
Right.
So that's where that came from. And then I just changed it to something more recording, just a better name. But I do still go by the alias of Wasabi. You got to keep the roots.
Got to keep the roots, man. A lot of people still I have people that I've known forever that still call me Moses. Litecoin. My name for was forever was Litecoin Moses, and then we just changed our names because we're like, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. And you guys didn't hear nothing. All right, nothing.
The days of the pineapple glasses.
Oh, the days of the pineapple glasses. There is some guy out here, bro. There is some guy that went all in on the most retarded shit and lost all his money, bro.
Dude, we were doing some seriously back then.
Oh.
Man, we were full on plebbing out. It's funny. It's just how it is. You go through a bear market. And that's the thing. Like a lot of this stuff is life changing over a couple of months at a time. It's like we just got into the community at the time. There was basically a potential opportunity we spotted, and there's still some collectibles that I'm just gonna hold on to back from those days. See what comes of it.
Some say I may own. I mean, let me, no, I ain't gonna say nothing. Never forget it. No.
Okay.
Too much. It's too much. It's too much. I don't want to dox wallets.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
But if Decentraland ever comes popping again, man, and you see the prices, the beluga whale status right here. If you ever see the prices of these wearables start crashing one day, I just want you to know. I just want you to know, you guys. Wasabi dumped it.
Well, if they actually ever did make a comeback, I probably just wouldn't even know about it.
Yeah.
They just come back one day. It's like, that's actually what happened with bringing it up again. I know exactly what you're gonna say, but that's what happened with party hats on RuneScape. People thought they were shit, and then they started to accrue value, and then I think even today, a blue party hat on that's probably worth $6,000 to $8,000 USD.
Right.
That was actually the first version of digital scarcity. Was the party hat in RuneScape.
Right.
That was the first. That was basically the prototype, and then came along Bitcoin.
I mean, I would say honestly, the most successful. Oh, dude. I ain't gonna say this, but if I get stupid money, I'm about to do something. I've got a lateral move here that I'll change the game in the NFT space forever. But I'm not gonna say what it is.
You probably want to keep that, yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep that to myself, but because I think I can actually buy it and do it. I think I can pull it off.
Probably. You actually probably would be able to pull that off. And
I think I would be able to.
It'd be worth stupid amounts of money.
Yeah.
Stupid amounts of money.
I'll be like, Wasabi, you want in? Yeah.
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 You don't even have to ask, just yeah.
So Miguel, how much are you gonna sell me of this? How much percentage are you sell me of this company?
Well, it's if something like that ends up, even if you look at the ETFs, for example, because there is some similarities if something like this were to play out. But basically with ETFs, whoever, let's say, basically files to have an ETF, there's a huge hoarding of supply that takes place well before all that stuff. So it's kind of the ETF it's kind of like a sell and use thing for retail that comes into the market. And damn, and I'm not going on the side that I would actually dump any of the supply. I would just basically hoard it forever. But if what you're saying
fucking smile
would actually come true, I would hoard the shit out of the supply and just never sell it.
Yeah. We'll figure out a way to tokenize it and be able to borrow on it.
You actually would be able to do it.
I know you would
be able to do it.
But I'd have to figure out the whole token supply for the currency and stuff too as well, because it just keeps inflating. Yeah. So there is the whole thing. So maybe soft hard capping it, or maybe staking features. I'd essentially I'd upgrade it, but carefully to make sure the tokenomics are still good. But anyway, yeah. Let's see. What are the chats saying? Are there any parables between the dot to Kusama pair and the LTC streams Litecoin serving as? Yeah, there actually is. But the thing is, it's the dot to Kusama pair, because they're both basically virgin coins with their brand new narratives, as well as they still haven't launched their tokens are launching on top of each network. Their thing right now, you can actually make some money by doing this, by like when Kusama actually beats out Dot, you can sell your Kusama into Dot, and then when Dot gets stronger, you can sell back into Kusama. Because the Kusama side of the pair still is good, because it still has its narrative intact in terms of it still has parachain auctions. Once the parachain auctions are done, you more or less want to have more of a 50-50 to maybe 75% Dot, 25% Kusama play on that, because now the narrative is not as strong on Kusama up until there's something happens with Dot where like it fucks up, and then Kusama's over here like I'm like, it's like the younger sister that's been working out and shit. It's like the old sister's just not looking as good and shit, but there's like badass Kusama over there looking nice,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you get the shitty Bitcoin to Litecoin pair over there, fucking old and decrepit. But once in a while, that pair gets real nice, and you could sell a lot of Litecoin for a lot of Bitcoin. And then there's times where you can sell a lot of Bitcoin into Litecoin. It just depends on whether you want Litecoin or not. Seems Litecoin serving testing. They do. Yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts on these pairs?
Yeah, I would say what Max is saying is basically in line with how that has historically existed between Bitcoin and Litecoin. And then the case for Dot to Kusama, I think there's more of like they're more like friends, whereas Bitcoin to Litecoin, the kind of Bitcoin's the kind of the douchebag in this scenario that just
D-bag.
Total D-bag under key moments that will be like a fair weather Litecoin supporter briefly,
right,
and then go back to their narrative. But in the case for Dot to Kusama, since Kusama is going to be a parachain slot on Dot, both networks can utilize each other and have value flow from one network to the other very easily. So there's more. It's the whole thing with Gavin's Wood, just kind of general slogan in terms of Polkadot and Kusama is it's a bet against maximalism, and that's why I think the design is wonderful. It's such a great design from the top level. I think it is gonna both networks are gonna do really well for this cycle, and because of that, like the way I see it is, since the whole point is kind of a bet against maximalism, I don't really see that type of behavior between like the Dot or Kusama communities, because they basically benefit from each other, as well as any parachains that end up having parachain slots on each of those networks. So it's not like the same thing where you have Bitcoin and Litecoin, even though the testnet part is true. Bitcoin and Litecoin are separate networks that have no links at all to each other, except maybe development on GitHub, whereas Kusama and Polkadot are actually linked by
from
design,
and
can actually have value flow from one network to the other. So that's where I think that because of that, there's going to be much bigger support between both the networks instead of it just kind of rolling onto one side.
Right. No, I'd have to totally agree with that. Oh, look, Plant C's in the chat. Let's see what he's saying. If you were about to go into a coma for 5 years, okay, and someone said you could pick up 5 coins and wouldn't move them until you wake up, what would you choose? Probably Bitcoin, Ethereum, Celsius. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Celsius. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Celsius, Ethereum. Probably my Hex. Yeah, probably my Hex, because I have it staked out and stuff and everything. So yeah, that'll be my 5. What about you?
Yeah, I guess I'll say the same thing, because I already have my average stake length is actually over 5 years, so that's already locked in. And then I would say Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, and probably and then basically I know a lot of people aren't going to like this, but I'm going for the network effect. I would probably pick Cardano. Those four.
It's
And
yeah,
then,
it's
then the hex is already staked, so that takes
right.
care of that. And then those are the 5 coins.
Yeah, I have to add Cardano too because either way I'm locked into Hex, so it's like I'm going to be holding Hex no matter what. Even if all my stakes just completely got like erased, I would have everything from 5 to 15 years, so it
Yeah.
didn't matter.
Well, if you were in a coma though, your stakes that were maturing within that 5-year period would be effed, because you'd basically get slashed by I think it's 1%.
Right.
I forget what the timeline is, but everything after that would be fine.
Dolomite, I saved Hex for last because it's the best, dude. But let's see. Yeah, and because I know Litecoin will be here years from now. It's already institutional grade, so it's going to be here already.
So that part's true. It is going to be. It's not going to disappear
for 5 years at least. If we're talking 10, 15, I'd be like, oof, maybe.
If we're talking over that period of time, I just have a hard time seeing. I mean, this is all opinionated right now. Like what you're saying is 100% true. My speculation is Bitcoin will be like the main store of value pair that is used, and then Litecoin historically has its bull market. It's really good during specific stages of bull markets, so it has these kind of cyclical patterns. And then in terms of like solid price performance amongst the smart contract plays, like Ethereum has done really well. Polkadot, there's other stuff that's going to emerge in the market, but I guess at the very least 5 years from now, if you looked at that Litecoin, it would be priced probably far higher. So it's one you wouldn't lose on it. That's for sure.
You would beat the dollar at least in inflation, as well as it would have some network effect and to be hoarded up as like probably a silver actually.
Yeah, it still fits into the store of value.
Right.
It is to some extent used that, and that's why it goes higher every cycle.
You will lose 1% per week after the first 2 weeks of grace. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Doge will still do crazy shit every cycle. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Fix the double spend problem of people exiting their stakes before the next epoch.
The AC is on. He has water. He's listening to his favorite music. Oh, is that the meme with the dog in the car? Dumb.
Yeah, I'm not at least for this cycle, I'm not the biggest I think that the narrative around it is it's solidified itself for price performance. But it does have to really step up its game on the development side. But I will say the stuff it's doing, even though it sounds like a joke, or it could sound like a joke, the stuff it's doing, trying to onboard Africa, I mean, that's brand new. Nobody else has done that before. So whatever it is that they're doing, they seems to be working so far.
Yeah.
Because there's other networks, like here's one for example, like Tezos, that actually has, no, I'm serious, like
I know.
I'm not holding Tezos, but it's the network itself, like it's pretty good, but the marketing is such trash on it that it's done horrible compared to like all the other smart contract plays. It's bleeding out. It's getting completely steamrolled by Ethereum, and Ethereum has a far higher market cap, and even something like Tezos is getting absolutely steamrolled on that because their marketing is non-existent. Whereas in the case for Charles Hoskinson, even though there's a lot of shit talking, he's very consistent. Like he's there every single day. He's doing YouTube videos, he's doing streams, he's answering questions. He's very smart technically. So if I had to speculate on somebody that I, without a doubt, would actually be there, that's why I would pick it as one of the plays if I were to just randomly disappear for 5 years. So
right,
that's a big thing. People like consistency. They do.
Definitely, it's more of a safety blanket thing. It's the whole thing when it comes to the box.
Yeah.
As long as people are there working, they haven't rugged. People like, okay, at some point this is going to rebound. It's going to do really well and stuff.
Mhm.
So in terms of that, like with him, like Charles Hopkins is actually a billionaire. He actually said he's a billionaire now, legitimately.
Mhm.
I was
I
like,
believe
damn,
him.
yeah. I come to find out too that he actually when he left Ethereum, he didn't stay long enough to vest a lot of his Ethereum. So he actually didn't really get much Ethereum when he left.
Mhm.
So he
Yeah.
built up that whole wealth himself, which is more than I'd say for a lot of the other guys, you know. So yeah. Sir, that was probably one of the smartest things you ever did.
Oh my god. OMG
Bro,
is the
bro,
biggest
bro.
piece of garbage ever.
Go ahead,
Total
Wasabi. Just lay into it, bro.
total garbage.
Fucking
Total
OMG.
fucking trash. One of the worst coins ever. Like completely total fail. I just anytime I think of OMG, I just think of June and his skateboard back from 2017. They had all these narratives of like unbank or bank the unbanked. Like, and yeah, it's the whole thing is, in my opinion, a total train wreck. Terrible, awful, terrible investment. I don't care what it does on the price chart. Like that's a coin that when people get stuck in, they're stuck in forever, and that's one you don't want to get stuck in. And then similarly, at least in the case for Tezos hasn't done as horrible as OMG on the price charts, but Tezos is one I'm not very confident in because of there's not enough marketing around it, and because of that, you can have these speculative waves into coins that have their moment of glory during a bull market, but then it's not sustainable after that. And I don't want to hold coins like that. I just don't. I want stuff that actually is that I think is actually going to be here in 5 to 10 years. So it's like why even bother with some of that stuff when you can just hold stuff that's just
Right.
going to be consistent. And I think that's so underrated for price performance, because the consistent plays tend to outperform those types of plays over longer periods of time anyway.
Right. So, yeah. I mean, dude, that was such a fucking alley-oop. Just dumping Tezos and OMG for selling dot. Just fucking nothing but net, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking nothing but net. That was like the lateral move of a century. Just like winning, bro. So okay, so well, let me see. Where's this question at? This guy dollar costs looking to crypto. What about a short-term play? 1 year IG. Let's see, 60% Ethereum, 30% BTC, 20% as a dry. Yeah, that's pretty conservative portfolio, but in terms of a portfolio, that's pretty safe. So obviously on the 20% USDC, I'd probably be earning some yield on that in terms of like either on Celsius, or you could either supply you could do something like a 10% USDC, 10% tether, and earn probably like a 40 to 25% APY inside of the Uniswap pool, supplying liquidity to both sides. That's pretty safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really good take on that.
Yeah, just getting a little extra on that, and then obviously your ETH and your Bitcoin, don't be yielding them out anywhere. You're fine, unless you there's sometimes you there's this whole thing where like you don't really need to, but if you want to earn on some of it, you could just deposit Ethereum into projects and then get free coins for it. But it's like it's basically it's really up to you basically. But in terms of this, it's pretty safe. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I think pretty much the way you kind of described that. I think that's a good way to go about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Nice, bro. Nice. What's more likely to happen? Ether number one. Yeah, it's gonna touch number one spot. I think this cycle. The question is, how long will it hold it? That's really the question.
Not after I drop my bomb in the I'm just kidding.
Bro, AJ, he's like, can I pay for a consultation in OMG? I mean, I guess. I mean, I won't say no, but I'll be like, wow, bro. It's like paying me in pennies. He's paying me in pennies.
Instantly dump that on a DEX.
Miguel, can I pay you? Can I pay you in like pennies? But I want you to count it out in front of me though. In the consultation.
I'm curious now. I have to look up. I want to look up OMG now. I've not even paid attention to this. I remember this was during the I'd say this may have been during the early stages of the bull market, and one of my friends like briefly they were just dabbling in crypto and they bought OMG at like $1, and then it randomly pumped to like $6 on Coinbase, and they called me and they were asking me, they're like, should I sell? And I was like, yes. And then it just dumped down. Yeah, here I actually see it on the price chart. It went up to
pull it up. Pull it up. Let's see it.
Yeah, let's actually look at that.
Fucking OMG.
See, this is the thing you have to be really careful with on altcoins during these bull markets. But yeah, we'll do a screen share. Just a second here. I'm getting it.
Yeah. Let's see, swimming buddy. Move all my LTC into synthetic thoughts. Probably not the best idea. I would move some if you want an allocation, but not all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Keep some of your bags. Plus, two, you probably have a good price point that you got on that Litecoin, so it would kind of be shit to like trade it for another thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there you go.
Yeah. So for OMG, it was during this run up here. They actually sold literally in this wick, and then the price came all the way back down here, and then it's slowly been trending up. The price chart doesn't look horrible on it, but it's underperformed relative to most of the market. Like if we even take a measured move from the bottom up to its current price level, it's trailing behind. I mean, it's still done in 18x, which is still really good. And in general, once you enter alt season, there's going to be a lot of things that don't make sense. So even if you're holding something like OMG at this point, it would not surprise me during alt season mania for this thing to go on to have a huge breakout. We're kind of entering, if we do get this massive mania this summer, and so far it does look promising, it would not surprise me to see just stuff that does not really make sense, that plays out every market cycle where you get all these overvaluations, and then a lot of the stuff has to bleed out during the bear markets. But if you're holding stuff long term, personally, I think there's far better options than OMG.
Right.
Like if you look at
anything.
Yeah, literally, like basically anything in the market. Like if you look at something like Polkadot, this has done really well. Even from this level, it's doing really well. It's on a good pace. This is actually going to be sustainable. Another coin. We could actually look at the
Doge.
For. Oh yeah, Doge.
Dude, Doge, bro. Come on.
Well, Doge is gnarly. I have no explanation for this. This is pretty incredible what it's doing.
I mean, it's foretold, you know.
So whoever got in on this, like, man, congrats. I'm sure most people they've probably sold earlier, but still, what Doge did is just, I guess it is the best meme in the market. So
yeah, I sold more Doge than people ever owned. That's so funny. In the depth of the bear market, I think I own like 6 or 7 million Doge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty incredible. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's at 43 cents right now. So it's probably gonna hit $1.
Yo, Plan C, you want to come on the stream? Bakery swap.
Yeah, let's actually pull up the price chart on let's see, Litecoin. Yeah, it looks okay. It looks like it's basically doing the same.
Legendary BW. Good job.
I think it will eventually do one of these.
Definitely. Litecoin, the beautiful thing about Litecoin, even though it has only one narrative, that narrative is pretty good. When when mimblewimble comes out, that's going to be really good. And then actually,
that
Litecoin might
be
actually
really useful. Yeah,
it's
that could
going to
actually
be really
useful.
And technically, there's actually two pumps with this actually, because once
Mm-hmm.
mimblewimble is implemented, then there's going to be this whole thing where the Bitcoiners are talking about mimblewimble, and then people will start buying into Litecoin. Bitcoin money will start flowing into Litecoin because of the mimblewimble thing. So they actually might be able to get two big pumps out of it.
Yeah,
which are pretty good. And then they'll steal the tech for Bitcoin, and that'll be a great narrative for Bitcoin. Actually, there's an upgrade, you guys. There's an upgrade. And then people are gonna go like, and it's a soft fork, no hard fork. Oh my god, Oni-chan.
Yeah,
or whatever the fuck it is.
This is one thing I was speculating on for a while, but looks like it's still going lower. Is the Litecoin to ETH pair?
Right.
So the I wouldn't speculate like all your Ethereum into Litecoin, but the main thing I'm looking at, and this is just for Altseason in general, is if I do start to see like a reversal here, and I don't think Litecoin is going to get back to these previous highs personally. I think it's going to do something more like this, and then I don't think it's going to get back to these previous levels. We'll see. Because I guess the main thing right now is like, hypothetically, if let's say Litecoin goes to like $2,000, right? Then I can just see Ethereum go to like $20,000 or something like that.
Oof.
So I would say like the valuation, honestly, of Litecoin to ETH right now, I think is kind of at its. To me, it's like kind of at its like fair market value, where the two can track each other in terms of like relative performance. But then there is going to be really big oscillations, like during this was during last cycle, and then this was the whole lead up to the halving pump. I would still really like to see what would happen in a bull market during a Litecoin halving pump in a bull market. That would be insane. That could actually be like an insane pump if that overlap happened. I really hope that happens this cycle, but it might be kind of a stretch, because it would have to last until, when is the next halving? It's like August 2023.
23. So it'd probably be like June of 2023.
Yeah.
With the speeding up with the blocks and shit.
Yeah, because like that, I think that might be it seems like that might be a stretch for the market cycle to go on for that long. But maybe for next cycle, there's a higher chance of it playing out in the cycle afterwards.
Basically. So actually, let's see, what's this guy? Oh, Plancy's got a question. Which of these are the least likely to happen this cycle? Ether flips Bitcoin, Doge number 3 at some point, or EOS break above $10?
What's the price of EOS right now?
Like $5. Where it's been all fucking season.
Yeah.
I think Nano shit, you guys. There you go. Sorry.
Let's see. EOS.
Total garbage. VeChain too. I think it's trash.
$6.41. Yeah.
It's up $1?
Actually, let me look at the price chart on Nano, because this one is very liquid, so
yeah,
this could actually get
it did well. It did well, but I don't like it personally.
Yeah, I think it's too. And if you didn't already buy, like back when it was like 45 cents or even like 75 cents or $1, I wouldn't chase Nano. That'd be my recommendation. It's gone up way too much since then, so I think there's possible opportunity cost if you're buying Nano now versus other plays in the market.
Dude, can I get an F in the chat for Bill Gates, who just divorced, or who got divorced? Was it Bill who divorced Melinda, or Melinda who divorced Bill? Oof. Triple F. Yeah. I hope Bill gets a chick with F cups. Oh. Major F.
Bro, that whole wick on Ethereum just got bought up.
Yeah.
Dude, this is great. As long as Bitcoin stays down, it's getting put in its place right now. Like
Only
the
retard
ratio-
short ETH. If you're retarded if you short ETH right now. Like
Oh,
dumb as
so
fuck.
really
Dumb,
Yeah.
dumb.
Actually short it so the price goes higher. So
Yeah.
actually don't do that.
Dude, what if Bill just starts dating all these bimbos and stuff? I'd be like proud, actually. I'd be like, I'd be like, yo, okay, I see you out here, Bill. Bill Nye the titty guy. Bill.
There's a president insert.
Yeah, I think people lack imagination, and I'm just telling you, like, now that it's $3,000, people are like, it can get to 6. When it's 1,000, no one could think it could get to 6.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, but definitely. When will sell? Actually, here's actually got some good news on that. So when will sell token be available on Binance? So peep this right here. So Fireblocks will be adding Binance token to their platform in about a month. So then Celsius will be able to earn interest on the Binance token. So maybe at that point there actually might be a deal between Binance and Celsius. So probably in a month or two we'll probably be on Binance. I think if they're on the ball with this shit. Because I know they were doing contracts maybe, so we'll see.
Yeah, looks like there's some comments too from some Hexkins. Yeah, the weekly price. I'm just looking at the weekly price chart for Hex to USD. Looks really good. Let me do a share screen on that.
Yeah, for sure.
The daily's a lot harder. There's a lot more chop in the daily, but I just like to look at this one on the weekly time frames. And let's see, this looks really good. This is actually the highest weekly, at least so far.
Hex to dollar?
There's just Brennan just mentioned the liquidity, because he is right on that with Dogecoin. It's very illiquid on the exchanges, so it's a lot easier to move the price on Doge. And then similarly, there's not much. The Hex to ETH pool is like there's I think less than like 600 ETH in that pool. I think it's somewhere between 500 to 600. So you can make some really big moves just by throwing, just by even doubling or tripling the size of the pool. Let's go to Hex or Uniswap.vision.
Celsius on desktop is really cool. I've tried it out already. It's pretty dope. I like it.
Yeah, you said that was on a beta right now.
Yeah, well, I have access to it because I'm an ambassador.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I really like it. It's really cool. Dude, when they have swaps on there, dude, it's gonna be sick. Can't wait. Day trading my Celsius account. Dun.
Yeah, this could go really high.
There's a really funny meme you guys should look up and stuff. It's like Bill Nye the Science Guy meme, except there's like this black chick twerking. It's like the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen, like ever. It caught me so off guard. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I can even show it on stream, and so I actually gotta find it, but I don't know. That might be a lot. I know YouTube doesn't like me, or the CIA, or the FBI.
Yeah, wasn't the whole thing with it makes sense to me. Isn't the whole thing where the rollout for the desktop app there's a slower rollout on it for security purposes, because things are more secure on
a phone.
iOS.
Yeah, you're literally safer. Like in terms of phones, you guys, this is what you guys to be iPhone master race. You want to have an iPhone because it actually is safer. The 99% of the hacks that have happened on phones have happened on basically Android phones, basically. Google phones. Yep. I've been doing LPs with my cell because I don't phone crypto. Okay. But yeah. No, definitely. I mean, but they're walled gardens as well. That's kind of why. I mean, look. So MetaMask literally had to add us. So what? This is some sneaky shit Apple did. Apple cut a deal with MetaMask, saying, "Okay, we'll let you on the iOS or the Apple ecosystem, but the only way you can buy Ethereum on there is with Apple Pay." And they're like, "Okay, deal." That's what they did to get on iOS. Which is pretty funny. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Here's a good question. Are you guys going to Lambo out in the bear market, or will there still we'll probably still have some courses, but there's probably only going to be 1 or 2 a year in the bear market. Just something to make sure everyone's paying attention and keep people up to date with what's going on in the bear market. So for some people, they're going to come to us and basically we're going to tell you what's kind of going on and what developments we're seeing, what might be good coins to keep an eye on, what are coins that are actually still developing. And we're going to be looking for those gems and making some small investments in there. But obviously, you make a small investment into a coin that's pretty low market cap that has a good shot. It could return like really dumb amounts of X's, like 200 plus X, like a chain link or an Aave, basically.
Yeah.
A Celsius also was really low capped as well. I mean, dude, basically, if you the amount of deals you guys can catch, but you have to get patience because you're going to buy these early. It's going to take 2 years for some of these investments to actually bear fruit. But if you can hold on to, that's where you make those 100x's. 100x's, I say. But yeah, that is true. Yeah. Hopefully they lift it one of these days. Oh, here's a great question.
Let's see, the next bear market. Well, this one took about 2.5 years. And so far we've seen the cycles, at least we've seen the cycles getting longer so far. So I would expect the bear market to get elongated as well and take longer. So the next one could even be like a 4-year. It could actually be like a 4-year bear market because there's a lot more. The thing with bear markets is there's a lot of coins that are not going to stand the test of time. Like there's like random junk in the market that gets pumped that doesn't have a community around it, for one. Like stuff like that, not going to survive. And it takes a long time for the market to consolidate and eventually make its way into like the strongest bears. And it just takes time. So I wouldn't be surprised if it took longer this time around. But the interesting thing is it's that theory versus the stock to flow model that's as of now still valid on Bitcoin. So at least for the stock to flow model, this cycle should give a good indication as to how accurate that still is. Because I'm still speculating at some point the stock to flow model is going to break down, but that still could be another cycle out. Or perhaps another one, because I think I give more weight to the lengthening cycle theory, and then that just elongating the bear markets as well as the bull markets. Because the current wave Ethereum is in now, so Ethereum and really the market in general is in a 3-wave, and the time the 3-wave has been playing out this cycle has already played out longer over a longer length of time compared to the 3-wave from last cycle. And it's also had the effect of like to date so far technically diminishing returns, even though the returns are still amazing.
So we just had someone jump the border and cross over here into like multi-chain land. The maximalist himself, Motley.
I ain't no maxi. Come on now.
Sure.
And I'm definitely not jumping borders, Miguel. Not to stereotype or anything, but
really, Motley?
just saying, I'm more
That's a
likely to
low
be
blow.
border patrol than we jumping the border. Just throwing it out there. If you want to call me a maxi, I mean, let's just go ahead and throw it out
Wow, Motley. Wow.
there. What's up, DJs?
It's good.
You really called me a taco eater.
Man, I could go for a good taco.
I actually had,
I actually had tacos today too.
yeah,
Nice.
my neighbors made tacos. They were awesome. It's
And they actually invited you over?
yes.
Damn, that's nice. That's nice.
Like I said, they actually invited you.
Well, I know when Wasabi goes in anti-social mode, like just get your taco, and then you don't say anything, just walk back out.
I just get my taco and just leave.
Don't even say thank you or anything. Just make
Yeah,
your taco
what-
and walk out.
Yeah, well, I don't do that to my neighbors because I'm really cool with my neighbors. But if there's like random guests around that are just kind of annoying me, I just don't want to deal with them. I'll just fucking leave. It's like I'm out.
Yo, DC, what's up with this GaryVee thing? Am I actually gonna get anything out of this, or is he just gonna be releasing his NFT market? You think?
I think a little of both. I think you might end up getting one little free NFT, and then the real good stuff's going to be probably like duck auctioned, like they've been saying inside of the chat and stuff. So they're also, I think he's going to have like auctions as well as you'll be able to liquidity pool mine NFTs as well with like an Ethereum. I think that's their kind of
That's their move.
That's their move to get a ton of Ethereum onto L2 like that. So if I just calculate about how many people are there in his groups, of who are getting Metamask and how many of them bought Ethereum and how many of them are going to stake that Ethereum, we're looking probably at 200,000 ETH going to jump in first day into those pools.
That's pretty.
That's
impressive.
a lot of ETH. Yeah, that's a lot.
That's pretty impressive from someone going from a no coiner to being able to pull something like that together.
Yeah, it's insane because because if everybody in the group is trying to jump in, they have 1 ETH. Okay, 1 ETH. Then people have more wealth than that. They're probably playing around with 10, 20, 30, 40 ETH. So you can only extrapolate out, like, if he's got 100,000 people, it's minimum 200,000 plus. Easy. So we could be talking about a lot. Can you imagine the whole ETH run-up was the GaryVee run-up? In reality? That would be crazy.
I mean, that's a good chunk of ETH.
That's a lot of ETH, bro.
I'm not...
You're like, fuck.
Well, no, I was like, maybe I should pick up. But no, I think he might give out something. We'll see. I spread out a couple of Ethereum to different wallets just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case he wants to give out some freebies.
Which of your 1,000 wallets did you send it to?
Only 6.
Dude, okay, let me tell you guys the degenerate man that's on this stream right now. I have never met a man that tried to game the system like this man right here.
Just on Metamask. I'm a Metamask maxi on airdrops.
he is Motley is going so hard in the paint for this Metamask airdrop. Like, bro, you've met Motley the investor, Motley the man, Motley the airdrop man has over 100 Metamasks ready to go. If this Metamask airdrop comes out, we'll never see this man again.
We'll never see him again. Deny that.
Never see this guy again.
For legal and tax purposes, I can't confirm nor deny that I had that many wallets. Yeah, but if and when they finally do release that airdrop, it'll be a nice day for me for sure.
Definitely.
For sure. Unless they want to do some weird stipulations on the airdrop, then I might be a little pissed. I think I should be good though.
Yeah. The meta. Well, it's gonna happen. I mean, these people are greedy and they need to get paid. So it's like
it's free money. It's free money printing for them. Why wouldn't they? And it draws more users to the platform. They'd be stupid not to.
Yeah.
And
Jesus Christ.
And with their updates, like you said, on iOS, and they're on Android and iOS now, like it's only a matter of time.
Can you imagine if Apple bought them? Oh,
bought Metamask?
I know they're not really decentralized, but they kind of are, but not really. Whew, that would be the acquisition right there for Apple. If I was Apple, if I was Tim Apple,
That's the move. Don't buy Bitcoin. Come in and buy MetaMask.
buy MetaMask. You
That
just
would be
owned.
smart.
You just bought the most safetiest thing in the whole game, and then it jives with Apple too because they're privacy focused anyway.
Yeah. That's actually
Yeah.
a very smart play on their part. They got to listen to you. Hire you on as a consultant.
Yeah, Apple puts things in their phone so they can get it. You can get away with cheating. On God. Yeah.
Burritos greater than tacos.
Well, that's debatable. That's debatable. I don't know.
I guess you can put more in there.
Yeah, I'm waiting. You know the airdrop I'm waiting for, man. That I should get paid from, man. OpenSea when that bitch happens.
OpenSea?
Oh my God.
How many
Oh.
NFTs have you bought? I know you got a thick Pikachu, but I mean, besides those cheeks, how many more NFTs have you been clapping? I'm guessing a lot because you're still off screen. Oh,
a lot. Oh man.
What have you been buying? What can you disclose that you've been buying NFT?
Well, I've gotten into art. I've gotten into art a little bit. I own some art degen stuff, and then I've been buying pieces from so there's been some traditional artists that are actually kind of medium famous in the art space that starting to actually release pieces on like super rare and everything like that. And I bought a couple pieces here and there. Underneath though, I can't disclose it.
Anyone I know? Da Vinci, Picasso.
Picasso would be. If I could get a Picasso on the machine, I probably would.
That'd be kind of dope.
Yeah. But yeah, I can nor deny nor. But thick Pikachus I've been buying.
No
I think
Charizard?
you buy one.
No Charizard yet though.
It's 20 Ethereum.
too
I don't know. I'm cool.
Yeah,
I'd rather own a Dark Magician first, like PSA 10 and
that'd be
stuff in the
dope.
real. Yeah. I think they're like 25 grand, or you can get a Blue Eyes White Dragon PSA 10 for that much.
Wait for the actual card or
The actual card.
Has anyone put that as an NFT yet? There you go.
Yeah, there's somebody that made a couple fake, but it's like they're bullshit. No one's buying them. They're just buying for fun, shits and giggles. Yeah,
Yeah, it's no thick Pikachu.
it's no thick Pikachu. But so what's going on with this Pulse, man? What's going on? Is what I've been hearing true that the Pulse, the sacrifice chamber's coming out in a couple weeks?
Yeah, 1 to 2 weeks. 1 to 2 weeks, a whole new fork of Ethereum.
Oh, I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of mad about it.
Phase than that. Why? Just because it's so soon?
It's so soon, dude. It's just like I feel slightly rugged, honestly. I feel slightly rugged a little bit. They being told that it's gonna happen in 6 months from now, maybe, and then maybe 4, maybe, and then it's like 2 weeks. What?
Yeah, it takes time to get your capital together. Like it's
right.
I actually got together more than I thought I was going to, so I'm pretty happy.
You sold the kidney?
I didn't sell anything. Shut up. Definitely didn't sell a kidney. Not yet, anyways. But yeah, I was happier than what I thought how much I'd be able to get. So I've got a decent amount right now, and then fucking the buyers for my house are dragging their feet. But I have $10,000 like earnest money on them. So in the next 5 days, if they don't close, then I at least get to pull 10 G's out of the deal.
Okay.
Do you guys want to look at some price charts?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, chart guy, hook us up.
Because are you speculating and are you consolidate? Well, fuck. I don't want to give away some fucking juicy shit. We're gonna have to talk in the green room. Some of the charts are some other charts are extremely bullish.
That's more the reason I came on. Honestly, it's like talk to you guys, talk to everyone else. But then the green room, where all the magic happens.
Yeah, because I have a really good, I have some speculation on that, and well, because I guess for anybody that's still watching and it's like curious, the whole point is to win and have more coins than the other person. So just 100%. by the game theory and me, like the intention is I want more coins, so I'm not giving away. Giving away good.
He doesn't want to give his edge case to you guys and get undercut.
Shout out to all the people watching right now. All 166 of you. Shoo.
Nice. it's late too, especially on the East
I
Coast.
know, but these guys want that alpha, man. They want it, bro. They want that money. It's coming.
worth money. Yeah,
I know. Pay attention right now, man. These are the people who win, people who make money, the people that are crazy enough to be up this late at night, and the hosts that are this dumb to put this stream this late at night as well.
I was going to go with dedicated, but dumb too.
These busy men, these men of culture.
No,
hang in here, you guys. We're gonna make it.
You're not gonna get the golden chart, but you'll get some good charts. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Laying down the rules.
You'll get it. You'll get an NFT version someday, and then you can share it to your kids and show them what. Yes, these were the days. Good old Wasabi was crafting the golden chart back in 2021.
Yeah.
Back in the COVID days. I mean the virus days.
Back in the virus days.
Sorry,
yeah.
DC. That might
Shout
be
out to all my guys are out here, man. For real. Any of you guys that's gonna work tomorrow, man. Salute to you guys. For real.
Fuck it.
I know that grind.
This is where the money is. This
Yeah.
is where the money is. Not punching a clock 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true though. I
Dude,
just want that thick Pikachu.
Motley knows how much I worked and shit during that whole bear market and everything. We were talking every fucking day.
It's a grind.
Hell yeah. But you can get out of it.
Unless you're signed to the government like me, and then you just gotta wait.
Right. Yeah, you are.
But you let them know what's up. You let your boss know. You show them your portfolio, and they're like, "Hey, I don't really care anymore. You're lucky that I still give you exactly what I."
Portfolio?
Yeah, I showed my. I showed my boss. I was like, I don't care anymore. I just showed him. And he's just like, "Are you fucking serious?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I wouldn't fucking care either."
You don't mean nothing to me.
He's like, I'm surprised you like still show up. I was like, "Yeah, well, I don't want to go to jail." He's like, "Yeah, good point." I don't want to go UA.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I probably could get out of my contract right now if I wanted to.
Yeah, well,
It would cost you a lot, wouldn't it cost you a lot?
No, I mean, I could get them to actually sign me out just based off what I'm making and what I have. I wouldn't necessarily have to buy myself out. My divisional officer could release me.
Got you.
Yeah, it just sounds like since you just alpha them, they're just gonna be like, they're just gonna come in with like a promotion. They're like, we can't lose them.
Well, you know what it is? They just come to me now for everything when it comes to crypto. Like the entire division does now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's cool.
That's an Article 13 for you. Look at Wasabi just cooking up in the kitchen right now. That golden chart right now. Look at that cook whipping it in the kitchen.
It's impromptu. You know, he's just mixing them up. A little bit of this chart, a little bit of that chart. Some lines here.
Yeah.
When Wasabi starts,
some random lines here.
Yeah.
Excuse me, this way.
Wasabi's a rapper. It's like Wasabi on the beat.
I was waiting for him to drop something, but
Thanks for the lead in Litecoin.
Oh, no problem.
just go old school names now. Litecoin. What charts are we doing first? Or what are you preparing for us? What are you giving us a side dish of? What do we start off our 7-course meal with?
I'm just excited for the green room.
He said no charts for you guys.
Yeah. Well, it depends. What charts does everybody want to look at? And if you're asking about the golden chart, you ain't getting it.
Yeah, you might as well not waste your time typing that shit out.
You're not getting it. Sorry.
Pick a different chart.
But yeah, we can look at it. We can look at other charts too.
Brent says he knows where the price is going.
Yeah, Brent does know where the price is going, so
yeah, he's got a pretty good idea. Rune. Someone says Rune. I think you guys talked about Rune earlier, right?
Yeah, it's doing very, very well.
Yeah, I was like Wasabi. I sold out too early.
Yeah, I had Theta pretty good too. I got Theta sub $1, and I had a stupid amount of T fuel. I sold it for good prices, but I'm just like, man, Should have just waited a little bit more.
I made like a little over a 2x, and then I was just like, back into Ethereum it went.
Yeah. But the whole thing with this game is just surviving to the next cycle. Just keep You just keep making more than you have.
Build your stack, keep growing, and then have powder to play with in the bear market. That's where you become whale status.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys can start working on finding different forms of yield in the bear market as well with a conservative stack.
Wasabi, walk it like you talk it, whip it up and cook it up. It's like
I don't know what chart. What have you been following lately, Wasabi? Anything like anything different that you've been speculating on or looking at recently, chart wise?
Yeah, I would say the chart I would, because God damn it, I guess I'll talk. I'm not gonna do the golden chart, but
of course.
I'll just give some general information on pairs I'm looking at. But
we're not animals here. You don't just get the golden chart like that.
Yeah, I'm mostly looking at the the Hex to Bitcoin pair on TradingView, and it's fucking bullish. Like, damn, it looks good. So that's the whole thing. Like right now, because Ethereum is pumping really hard, so you have to look at
how hard.
Basically,
pretty damn hard. You can probably feel it from there.
Yeah.
Oh, I can feel it. I feel something pulsating in my pants.
Yeah, because when you're looking at the two dominant pairs. You want to look at both of them, not just the Hex to ETH pair that's on Uniswap Vision.
Can you imagine GaryVee saying like, "Okay, so what I need you guys to do is to put all this Ethereum into the sacrifice chamber."
Oh my god!
Oh my god! This is leading all the sheep off the cliff with the ETH.
Richard Hart's been talking to him. That bitch goes to a fucking quarter. Like, oh my god! Yeah. So if you guys don't know or not too familiar with the Hex side, Richard's forking Ethereum into PulseChain, and there's a phase that's going to happen before it called the sacrifice phase, or as we've dubbed it, the sacrifice chamber, where you can send not only certain ERC20 coins, but stuff like Bitcoin, Dogecoin, whatever. There's a bunch of different stuff, Aave, and as you turn it in, you get a USD value of token X. It's going to be a placeholder for what eventually becomes the new Pulse token, which is going to be essentially like the Ethereum except on the Pulse chain that Richard's creating. And for you guys that don't know, as far as in relation to Hex, the Hex community is obviously going to be the largest community that adopts PulseChain right away. And as they're planning on going into the sacrifice chamber, Hex is actually able to be sacrificed. So a lot of them are planning on getting Hex now, riding the pump, and then sacrificing it. So, they're going to get a copy of their Hex on this new PulseChain anyways. So they're going to go ahead, they're going to sacrifice their Hex, and then they're going to get Pulse token, and then they're going to pump up the rest of their bags. So you guys are probably going to see Hex steadily climbing here over the next couple days, since the sacrifice chamber is in the next 1 to 2 weeks. And by steadily climbing, I mean it could really start taking off. I think we already did we were at 1.3 cents not even a week ago, and now we're at 2.1, almost 2.2.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Fucking Hex hitting 5 cents though. God damn, bro.
Yeah, I think we could hit anywhere between 3 to 5 cents on our way to the sacrifice chamber, and then after that, all bets are off. Who knows how, because all the Hexicans, whatever bags they have that they're going to drop in there, they're going to convert that to Hex as well, because why not just pump your bags before you sacrifice that token? So yeah, Hex price is going to be incredibly bullish as we count down to the sacrifice phase.
Yeah, I agree with that. the parrots that...
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say, just look at the Hex to Bitcoin pair on TradingView, and
can you pull it up?
Yeah.
So what do you? All right. So I'm not trying to do anything bearish here, but I also have to say the other side. So how likely do you think this is that someone's going to try to dump the price of Hex at that point once it pumps up in price?
Trying to trade it.
Trying to dump it down to then
I think they'll
Basically,
get,
fuck over people in the pair.
I think they'll get left behind. Honestly, like I think anyone who tries to trade in that pump is going to get absolutely obliterated because what are we sitting at, like a over $11 billion market cap?
Right.
There's too much economic mass and too much like focused community support behind this. Like anyone that tries to trade out of that pump is just gonna get blasted. That pump's gonna get eaten up in literally minutes. Like I'm gonna be watching like the minute. I'm gonna be watching that chart down to the minute come that sacrifice chamber phase.
The 3 men on this panel right here are not sleeping for 3-4 days.
Pretty much.
I'm
taking vacation days.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna be in underwear all day. Hot pockets and underwear all day. That's what's gonna happen.
Sweatpants,
Yeah.
pizza, tacos. We're all gonna be fat as fuck by the end of it. It's gonna be great.
But heavy.
Come on, throw it in the we're also gonna have heavy bags. It's gonna be like that Ben Stiller movie, Dodgeball or whatever.
Yeah,
fat as fuck.
Dodgeball.
Only after 3 days, we're all just like morbidly obese from sitting here watching these charts.
Yeah, so this is where the hex to Bitcoin pair is, and slowly starting to make its way above this this local top here on this current trend. So this could go really high on this price chart. I'm not going to give you financial advice as to like, what's a good buying entry or something like that. But there's been really large spikes, obviously, in the past. So, and plus, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out because this time around, like the USD price has been consolidating for a long time. So, this could be pretty spectacular. It really can be. So, I'm excited to see how it plays out. But there's going to be guys that play. There's going to be some people that play as like a trading pair because there's people that are probably speculating on it that probably aren't even aware of like PulseChain or something like that. And then there's going to be people. Yeah, there's going to be people speculating on both sides. So it's going to be really interesting, and it's definitely going to get really volatile too. Like as a result of that, from speculators on like one side versus the other. So. But as far as like where you're buying on the price chart, I'm not trading Hex versus Bitcoin, so I'm not going to tell you like exit targets or something like that. I'm just looking strictly at the current candlestick pattern, and it looks good. Like this is very bullish right now.
Yeah, it looks real good.
Okay, so all right, its current price is what, 2 cents basically, or 1.9 cents?
2 cents.
No, it's at like 2.1, going to 2.2 right now.
Oh, fuck yeah.
See, this is where my plan literally is. What I have actually allocated for my stakes, I'm just not ever selling. Like all that is just getting restaked and rolled into the next cycle, and then I'll just let the market do its way over the next couple of years. Because whatever I speculate in with Pulse token is going to be separate from what I have allocated to staking. So, because I know there's going to be people that want to go like they're going to want to roll their. Well, I guess they technically can if they have it staked out. They only have a certain amount they can do unless they're buying liquid Hex on the market.
Everyone on this screen right now is heavy Hex players and soon to be Pulse whales. In addition to it, just we're like building out on the that whole ecosystem.
Yep.
Like we're gonna run that shit. We're that fucking killer whale pod right now, just fucking moving into that new ecosystem as far as Pulse is concerned.
This orc is
a lot of ERC20s on PulseChain to go speculate on with those big pulse bags after the sacrifice phase too.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's right. You said you were actually working on a list that might be some good coins to invest in, right?
Right. Yeah. I was making the lists and stuff, checking it twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I pretty much have it kind of down pat. Some of the coins that are going to transition, that you're going to get copies, are just going to, I think, go to zero. Some of them are going to do very well.
Yep. It's kind of like either or, especially in the short term, probably.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I'll be curious to see what those are because I haven't talked to you with that yet.
So I've got the golden list. Wasabi's got the golden card.
I need something golden now is the problem.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Can't wait for the green room. Let's see. I have
Not for sale, Brennan. Anything with golden in the title is not for sale.
Well, I am a whore.
Well, you're a high class whore, damn it. Very high class. You got to bring some serious bags to play.
Yeah. Well, fuck you then. What the fuck? I'm not saying shit. It's just Motley over here running his mouth.
Hey, I mean, if you want to sell, but don't be a cheap whore. He's like, I pay to see yours. Let's see.
Yeah, because not all the coins will actually. There's not gonna be copies of every single coin, obviously. So
I think it'll be a majority of the ecosystem. I think if I had to speculate, it's probably just going to be copycats of Hex because Richard probably hates their fucking guts, and then a couple of just really known bad actor ERC20s. But I think for the most part, the entire ecosystem is more or less getting copied. There'll just be a handful that you probably shouldn't be investing on the ERC20, let alone the new copy,
right?
Unless you want to get fucked over twice.
I'll sell the copies for Pulse though. We'll do that.
You'll sell the what?
Yeah.
Whatever I get on the snapshot is going to get like whatever copy I get from ERC into the aside from Hex Pulse, everything else I'm just rolling it all into Pulse token.
You might even want to make a play if we get an actual date with the snapshot. Since you have a larger Ethereum bag, you might want to make the play on whatever ERC20 we want to bank on. You might want to convert that for the snapshot real quick, then go back right back into ETH.
Yeah.
Just get those free coins. Yeah, so if you guys have ERC20 tokens or stuff that you want to make a play on and get a free copy, we don't know the day of the snapshot yet, but
you'll have to hold it in a MetaMask.
Yeah, you just hold it and something that you own the private keys to. That's all.
Okay, Wasabi just making charts. Europe is awake now.
I don't need sleep. I need that moon money.
Yeah. I was actually did I miss the golden chart?
Yes, you did. We didn't show it.
I think you will be able to claim on a ledger. I think a ledger you will be able to.
Let's see.
But I know MetaMask for sure you will. One thing I was hoping for this whole sacrifice thing to happen like 2 months from now or a month from now, because I could have really made a ton on that uni play. So we'll have to see what happens.
I think you could still see a rather quick 2x potentially, depending on how successful the launch of V3 is. Which still isn't bad. It's not bad at all.
Wait, what? Miguel, when a $209,000 Celsius price? Joshua predicted it? What?
Never. I like selling all, but I don't think it's gonna get 209K.
No.
Not to crush.
I'll pay. That's hilarious.
1,000 OMG. If the 162 people watching right now send one Ethereum to Wasabi's Ethereum address, he'll show the golden chart.
Yeah.
Not an Ethereum short though. It's got to be 162 minimum.
Yep. No details given out, because the whole thing with this is gonna be really interesting in the green room, because I mean the whole thing is like this could end up being a pretty big play, so there's anything else relative to like how big the play is just not worth it. So
not worth it.
Yeah. Do you want to show the RGT chart before we end the stream and stuff?
Yeah. Let me pull that up. You just want the USD chart, right?
Yeah, whichever.
the
Yeah,
USD chart.
USD. Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Oh, look at that pleb. That sushi pleb is in the chat right now. Voice my MB.
Almost 5.5. No pump yet.
Dude, when watch. I'm telling y'all. When it comes
like
out,
that.
all the hype, then people are gonna play around with the website. People are just gonna jizz in their pants, and then I'm gonna get all the sushi for
Alright.
cheap, for pennies.
Ethereum's
for
almost
nothing.
back at 3,400. It's staying pumping.
This thing is let's actually bring up the we'll do this.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
show the RGT, and then
Okay.
I like this rivalry here that you guys have with Uni versus well, it's not. I would say really this is I would say a DC inspired rivalry. So we'll
It's
we'll look at
one-sided.
the Uni and the sushi price charts, but
That's Rory.
yeah, you wanted to look at Rari first. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it looks like, to me, it's just consolidating. It still looks like it's above the moving averages, so looks okay. I wouldn't really pay too much attention to like the RGT to ETH pair, because basically all of DeFi
Getting
is
trounced
kind of
right
getting smashed by ETH.
Yep.
But if we go to, I guess we'll first start with sushi, and this is the basically what Voice mentioned is sushi does more of the horizontal scaling when it comes to the deck stuff.
Keyword whore.
Yeah, I don't think the price chart really looks that. It had a huge run up, so let's actually do a. Yeah, this had a really big run up, so
Yeah.
the macro trend is really good actually on this. What I'm interested in on sushi is as long as it holds above this moving average, I think it's going to start to consolidate somewhere, and then you could have another huge breakout. But right now, since the attention is on Uniswap, Uni's performing quite well. Let's see, Uni to USD looks good. It looks like basically this is
Only up.
trending up, and then
Only up.
setting up for a breakout. I will say I still am on the side that Uni is the alpha dex.
The better play.
It's
Yeah.
the
Alpha.
It's the alpha.
And
I like
the
how you have to
omega.
rephrase it, but, I guess the other way, really the way to, I guess the way you guys are gonna have to really kind
Compare
of
them.
hash this battle out is you're gonna have to do like sushi swap to. Actually, I might have to do this on TradingView if they have the sushi chart. So USDT. Or actually, that might not be the right way to do it. I think I just messed up. I just broke
Wouldn't it
the
be?
chart.
Should it be sushi Bitcoin? Or
Uh,
no? Try like that, maybe.
No, I think you'd get.
Right.
I don't think that would. I'm just trying to see what the ratio is, basically, of their relative
Between
price
them.
performance.
Yeah, between them.
Because how much is sushi? I guess we just have the chart up, but
I think sushi's like $14 or something, and then like
yeah, 14
Uni's
bucks.
like $40.
Dollar cost isn't entertained by sushi.
No, eventually. So when everyone like abandons sushi and stuff, then there will be like a value investor buying up those leftover sushi rolls for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
With all my Uni money.
Nothing like day old sushi to just roll on it.
Hey, voice, put it in the chat right there.
Wait, what's going on? Oh,
Yeah, it's in the chat. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh.
there we go. Okay, so this is sushi to Uni. Yeah, so basically sushi had a
Good
big
run
run
up.
up, basically a huge run up versus Uni, and then it's pulling back. And then I don't know where this is going to level off. This could end up retracing down here and then having another cycle afterwards. But we won't. This is one of those things where you're just gonna have to wait to see where this bottoms out, and Uni has basically a good a good month ahead of it for May most likely. So I would keep that in mind, because the other pair. I mean, I guess you could do ratios of Sushi to Uni. The other pair I'm closely watching is the DOT to ETH pair, which it looks like this is probably going to retrace back to these levels here. But damn, if it does, I will. These are areas where I definitely will be adding ETH into more DOT if it gets to this level, because DOT is gonna DOT is going to have a big resurgence sometime later this year. So I will definitely add to that exposure when it gets basically undervalued, and at these levels, in my opinion, it's undervalued.
Got it.
Cool. There's some chart porn for everyone.
There you go, you guys, and that's all, folks.
We could, like, someone's saying, like, we should pretend like we're actually going to show the golden chart, boost ratings, and then just rug pull. All right, we're gonna pull up the golden chart now, guys.
Yep.
Psych. Someday.
On a different stream.
Yep. Tune in.
All right. Well, anyway,
it's just basically you keep
every stream just stringing them along.
Yeah, you're like, maybe this time we'll show the golden chart.
So okay, look into crypto. Where's the best place where people can find you?
All right. So yeah, you could find me on Twitter, YouTube. It's @LookIntoCrypto.
Perfect. And Motley, what about you, bro?
Motley Investor, YouTube, Twitter, Telegram. Find me in there.
Of course, you guys know me, Dollar Cost Crypto. And then if you want a consultation, just slide in the DM.
And even if you don't, still slide in the DMs.
Slide in the DMs.
He doesn't mind. Just hit him with those pictures.
I get terrible. I get pictures all the time, you guys. All the time.
What's the ratio of guys to girls to crypto? Like 99%, 99 to 1.
I've gotten some titty pics in crypto.
You got one or two titties.
One or two.
Just one tit shot. you don't even get both.
All right, you guys. Peace.
Later.